Hey guys, in African traditions, as you guys see, as you follow me in this spiritual journey in Ocha and Voodoo and Santeria and the Kumi and Obi. Sweetheart, I got my package yesterday, the picture. Pisces, it was beautiful. I mean, so many people complimented. Well, for whatever reason, I'm in a sunshine state. Sometimes I act like y'all right around the corner, so to speak, with me. Y'all have to forgive me. We be together so much. I think we're in the same climate sometimes, but that ain't the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's how today. But darling, thank you so much. I mean, my spirit, it's just absolutely beautiful. I just appreciate you so much, and all of you guys that have been supporting. I'm out here in the forest. I've actually already did ceremony out here. I'm doing work out here, and I always tell you guys whether I'm doing graveyard work or working and this is what it looks like. It's beautiful out here though. It is really beautiful out here. Even like I work UPS, I work a very physical job, and I've been there 28 years going on 29, and that's still not an excuse to get up and do conjure. Like well, first of all, let me say hello and salutations to my madrina, to my padrino, my Oba, my brothers and sisters in E5 Voodoo, Santeria, Kumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic Adjays, Yamis, and I'm just really about my grind. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you guys that you get those incense burns, a lot of you guys that purchase your graveyard work, this is really what it is. And I was thinking today that, sometimes you need to see a little bit behind the scenes. So, when you support us, sometimes it's squirrels, sometimes it's snakes, sometimes it's deer, sometimes it's bobcats. When I'm working in the river, sometimes it's fish, sometimes it's sharks. If I'm at the ocean, sometimes it's you can't really do true magic energy and frequency in that time, space, and life and timeline. And this is what I especially like Minister Al, been an Aquarius. You guys underestimate your energy because, especially Virgos, Pisces, Sagittarius, and what's the other mutable sign? Virgo. Yeah, that's Virgo. Yeah, that's Virgo. Because Virgo. Those mutable signs, we don't like structure. We don't like structure. As much as the Virgo is a earth element, still don't like structure. They, because they're mutable signs. But a lot of the success on planet, this earth, believe, and you want to believe in the best of people, places, and things. But the truth is, with Capricorn energy or the Saturn energy, everybody ain't loving light. Everybody don't value what you do, how you do, and so road and see the future and seeing that what people really are. A lot of times you make a lot of bad choices and a lot of bad mistakes, and that's when I tell you guys about my Fedifun Ochosi, Mario LeVar Dawkins. He's a Capricorn, rising sign Libra, and Moon and really understand the significance of y'all air energy. Because I'm working with Ayao in the forest. Also, Oya is also in the forest. Activity of things. Guys, let me tell y'all something. Yes, you got to go through. I'm going to tell you right now, Saturn is not going to allow you guys not to develop. I always tell Aquarius people, Aquarius placement, you got Aquarius energy. You got to pass your test. It's endure hardness as a good soldier. Those concepts mean the most to an Aquarius or Saturn people. Aquarius people ain't even in their own body. You know what I'm saying? They like looking at their physical body like, okay, what you doing to me today? Why I got to go, So it's only even more natural when it comes to magic. He wanted them to be good. He wanted them to be okay. And no matter how abrasive an Aquarius can come across, it is really coming from a place of trying to make sure you're okay and you can protect yourself and that you are aware of who got it for you, who don't got it for you, not being around people that don't serve, because Saturn energy is about I use. That's what Capricorn is. Even Aquarius energy. Knowing the material and their value. Imagine how much better your life would be if you understood gold, silver, wood, air, fire, resources. The moment an Aquarius or a Capricorn or those placements understand the value of a person, a place, a thing, then it can be utilized more effectively. It's about limits. I ain't gonna front. I used to take limiting me in such a negative connotation. And at the end of the day, it's not about limits and that concept. It's about discipline, self-control. You know what I'm saying? As much as I love sex, I'm a freedom loving person. But I have learned to discipline myself. I would never thought I would be able to say that, to be straight up honest with you. But I don't care how many addictions or things that you get into. When it comes to having a more wholesome life, Saturn is about dealing with your fears. A lot of us, we don't like to deal with stuff that causes fear. And I know the scriptures say God has not given us the spirit of fear, but a love. But Saturn makes you deal with your phobias. Phobias in relationships, phobias about money, phobias about your children, fear about this gonna happen to you. I deal with that. Fear about how the outcome is going to be. But I replace a lot of my fears with studying, getting informed, going out my way to understand, going out of my comfort zone. A lot of times, a lot of things remain the same in our life because we are just refusing to step out. A lot of my financial triumph, as much as Jupiter is on my side, because I'm a Sagittarius, and much luck and favor that I have, a lot of my later successes was actually stepping outside of the norm. Aquarius energy goes against tradition. Ways that have been paid out for us. You talk directly to my situation on this one. Yeah. I got up because I have a very strong prophetic anointing. Very strong, potent, And one of the things I hope that I do on my live for y'all, I hope I do in the sacrifices that I'm making and the things that Minister Mario and I have had to go through. And yes, I started this journey before I met him, but his major impact in my life was that Saturn energy. My mom was used to like that. Just get on my nerve. Plan. Oh my God, like you can't live in. Well, I live actually better. I was in situations and circumstances cause the health of Minister Mario as it declined. I found myself trying to figure out how to keep us afloat and how to get us through the ceremonies and I don't. And let me tell y'all something. I make over $100,000 a year. I ain't gonna front. I don't care what you make. When miscellaneous things start happening, and things are no longer the norm for you, and you find yourself in situations where what was a comfort life, now you have to spend resources. Like I was spending money every single day because something was coming up in order to make him comfortable, in order to be able to do the ceremonies. Not only the things that I was doing for myself, but for him. And so I found myself having to come up with plans for unpredictable situations. Are y'all hearing me? Coming up with things that were not in the forecast. Because Aquarius energy, Capricorn energy, climbing up that rough side of that mountain, like the goat of the Capricorn, the goat is able to walk on the very edge that other people will fall from. They had an ability, they were so calculated. Capricorn, Aquarius, Saturn energy is calculated, mathematician. down to the angle, down to the lowest common denominator. That's how calculated. And that's also because Mr. Mario used to get on my nerve. Like my moon in Aries, I am impulsive, spontaneous, and a lot of the patience that you see in a Capricorn or an Aquarius energy is because they thinking about all of the possibilities of what could go wrong. They not moving slow because they don't have an agenda. They are calculating. If I do this, if this happened, what, you know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of stuff that makes them efficient in their life, that makes them have the levels of security. And I appreciate it now, but I can tell you I didn't like it. Because everything about spirituality is not about liking. It's not even about if that's your natural nature, because being out here in this forest, the soundtrack is nature. Look at that. Some of the leaves, some of the branches, you got green and brown. Those are the colors of Ayao, the sister of Oya, that I received. When you start understanding that, then magic looks, it's recognizable. I'm going to say that again. Magic is recognizable when you understand nature better. And you're not going to understand unless you get into it. Natasha Foster says Saturn is rough, but it's right. It makes things better. It does. Structure makes things better. It makes things recognizable. It makes things where you can have, if it wasn't for Saturn energy, I could not memorialize Minister Mario. We could not venerate our ancestors with that structure and reminders of who built that bridge. And if somebody destroys that bridge, because you paid attention, you can rebuild a bridge. That structure. As a Aquarius sun, this is much useful information. Fear does not tend to creep in. Fear does seem to creep in, but I challenge by changing mindsets and thinking and casting down false imagination. Let me tell y'all something. What I learned about Minister Mario, son of Achosi, is in the latter end, he had set things up in a way that gave him peace about the end result. Me and my son, my eldest son, was talking, me and Trey was talking, and he said that I couldn't see myself being that calm, knowing that the impending thing was death. He said, by listening to you and knowing that everywhere y'all went, they were telling him that a coup was after him, and a coup, death, and things that the end of his life, and how we were beating those odds. And I didn't realize how much I was playing a part in his security. When I say this, guys, being consistent in your faith, your commitment, your dedication, I thought he was paying attention to how I was doing with him. He said, no, I was paying attention to how you were treating other people. Even how you treated people that weren't doing you right. How you treated people that when they came back, how you did not hold it against them, and you continued to be who you were. He said you were consistent in your mindset. You were consistent in you. I had peace knowing that no matter what happened to me, you were going to be there for me. He said, because when I died the first time, you were able to come and get me. He said, so I already knew if I ever passed away, I still was going to be with you and you could be with me. Come on here, somebody. See, comfort is not always about the doom and gloom. He said, every worst case scenario, you showed me that God was going to be there. Come on here, somebody. Minister Al said, you are right. A lot of shiggity I don't like about spirituality, but it is what it is and who I am. Exactly. And let me tell y'all something. you can't give a Capricorn, a earth sign, an Aquarius security when you're not secure yourself and consistent in what you're doing. And when I tell you guys about how I had to be an Elohim, I had to create ways of finances. I had to create different ways of health. I had to think outside of the box, even with the stuff I already knew. I had to learn and develop, walking in unfamiliar territory. Ocha is not something. Yes, I work with the 7 African powers. I work with the 7 African candle. All of that. Grew up with that. But walking the path of Ocha, walking the path of Santeria, that was all new to me. I'm voodoo, conjure, the other good stuff. Ain't nothing. But the path that I had to walk with him, I had to do that and create different pathways, knowing that his life was in my hand, his well-being was in my hand. When I tell you guys that if you decide to work with me, I take my responsibility. And that's something I learned about Capricorn energy, Saturn energy. Being responsible is magic. Being responsible for yourself, number one, people, places, and things bring great power. An irresponsible person will have no need to gain knowledge, wisdom. They're not going to see the value. They're not going to see the resource. Like, I can't afford to lay down and not educate myself. I cannot afford to not only practice Ayao and work with Ayao or Oya, but I need to understand and have as much information and tested information, proven information, results behind the working of that particular ritual or ebo. Y'all, is anybody hearing me? I'm not out here taking my time and saying, okay, I got Ayao. No. I'm going to test it. I'm going to prove it, because when I work for you, when I pray for you, when I intervene for you, when I fight for you, when I do my burnings for you, it is coming from a place of already tested manifestation. Me and my son was talking about this. Before I got crowned, before I got initiated in Palo and all this other stuff, I was working signs, wonders, and miracles then. Minister Mario was not trusting me based off of what could happen through Ocha, what could happen. What's up there, love? My love, Taurus in the house. What's up there, Marie? Another Taurus. Oh, Taurus back to back. There go Tree Rhonda, Aries. I even think about how Tree Rhonda, she's my Aries in my church. She's been with me over 20 years. Her security was never in what she knew. Her security was watching me move mountains, valleys, situations for people time and time again. And so Minister Mario and people that watch me, that some of y'all have never met me personally, even my kids will tell you, all dad gonna do, whatever tool he gets, that's what my children call me dad. They already know I am going to maximize its ability, because I was raised by a Virgo. It's a cardinal over there. My Fede Fun Ochosi. Ochosi rules the birds. And a red cardinal. I don't even know if I can turn this around. I ain't gonna, oh yeah, I can. Hold on. See him right there? You see him right there. Perched out. But this is stuff that I just want to show y'all that. But this is like, structure is, you tried that, that thing been tested over and over and over again. Sometimes you can't heal people the same way. Sometimes Yahshua, he spit on the ground. He took the clay from the earth. He healed. Sometimes he did it with water. Sometimes he spoke the word. With Aquarius energy, you have to think outside of the box, because sometimes what happens in life, you get stuck because you only know one way to get your healing. You know only one way to get your breakthrough. You know you're only one way to fight. You know only one way to overcome. You know only one way to eat, sleep, take care of your children. And we're in an age that when what is structure ain't enough, you got to create a way out of no way. We've been saying this stuff in the church all of our life. Oh, God will make a way out of no way. Well, you the God. You the goddess. So, okay, this ain't working. What are you going to do? What's up, Salutation? What's up, Royal Artiste? Gemini. There go Jeremy in the house. Thank you so much for being with us. Hot diggity damn. Went out. So, because I kept telling him, like, why you, literally, I literally asked him, like, why you trust me like that? He said, I watch you with your children. I watch you with your family. When you love somebody, you go all in. Like he's like, if it ain't gonna be done for me, through you, it ain't gonna get done. Because only reason why I stopped is because God told me to stand down. I did not understand it at the time. Because even as much as a spiritual person that I am, I hate losing. And at the time I was like, well, why? I know God, like Minister Mark, let me tell y'all something. Why that took me for such a loop. Trivana can tell you, I've raised people from the dead. I've cured people of AIDS. I've cancer, foreclosure, deaf door. I've been doing this stuff since I was in my 20s. I fought against root workers, Haitian, Trivana used to love her some Haitians. And I tell you, I will put something on the Haitians. And like I had that reputation in my 20s. Like I have been up against some of the best, but I was taught by some of the best. I was trained. A lot of y'all don't know. Training is Capricorn. It's Saturn energy. When you have been trained in a certain way, like Serena, Whitney Houston, a guy was saying that Whitney Houston was a trained singer. Trained. That means she knew how to sing, whether she had a cold, whether she just got high, whether she was good. It didn't matter what condition she was. The training made her effective in all types of conditions. When, then? Yeah, I've been doing this a long time. Doesn't mean that every time I pray for somebody gets healed. No, they get better. But I was accustomed, like literally accustomed. Like my ego. Let me tell y'all something. Minister, everything on his chart was a no-go. Even what is the word? His blood hemoglobin was so low. His hemoglobin was so low that the doctor said they didn't even understand why he wasn't already dead. They just said, how did you even walk in the hospital? When I tell you Minister Mario, son of a Joseph, was walking under the power of God, when the doctor did the surgery, they said that clinically, based on their studies, he wasn't supposed to. Minister Mario wasn't even supposed to make it through the stroke that he had at 38. The same Minister Mario, he had an uncle, had the same identical stroke. A lot of things were hereditary with him. Some of you guys in my church know that Minister Mario came into church and the whole side of his face was, he had a stroke in his 30, I think he was 38 at the time. And the side of his mouth was warped, like that. He had no feeling on I think it's the left side of his face. Like when he would drink something, it would just pour out his mouth. He had no feeling. And he said in church, he said, well, I guess I won't have my smile no more. I said, not in this church. Like, that's how I talk, because I was so accustomed, no matter what I was up against, God was going to move for me. That's the story of my life. And so no matter what the doctors told him, I knew, I believe I could beat it because of my relationship with the divine. When I got upset with people in the church for not helping me get crowned earlier, it wasn't about what Padrino or my Owa was going to do. I felt like whatever energy, whatever frequency would be imparted into me or given to me, it would strengthen me to do what I've been doing all my life, giving me more of a fight power, giving me more of a range to perform whatever was necessary, whether it was resources, whether it was mental. I had no doubt. What was going on with me was his soul came here to live here only for a certain amount of time. And with the type of belief system that I had, that didn't even matter to me. Like, I was willing. What's up on my Storming from Detroit? I was at a verge. I was willing to defy his timeline. Everybody don't have my testimonies. I understand that. And that's why it irks me when people be trying to talk to me about what other spiritualists say. That I don't live their life. You know what I'm saying? I don't live their life. So I can't sit here and tell you. And I have favor. Like, when I tell you guys, I have favor with some very powerful people, very skilled, blessed people. And I don't even enlist their help. But if I didn't understand something or know, I have people that will show me or tell me certain things. Because one thing my spiritual dad told me, I was 13 years, he said, because my mom was really, she didn't want me to get into the darker aspects of magic. And, I was born a child of the dark. That's just who I am. I came here. My grandmother said, like, if any, especially women, she's like, this is the first child. Her other children, my mom is not the oldest child. When I was born, my grandma said, what the fuck is this? This is what she was saying. She said, this child came here black. Like she said, most children born, they turn. You got to look at their ears to see kind of what color they going to be. Watch their ears. Not me. I came done. I'm the same color I was born. They were like, they ain't never seen nothing like that. And so I came here with purpose. But when you are raised up spiritually the way that I was raised up, when I tell you guys that I had literally found myself in the ring with God, because you don't tell that he had a timeline. Just because you want him here, now what we're going to do is we're going to allow him to come back here and work with you in the spirit. But you don't tell that everything is in the timeline. And when it's your time to go, you get out of here. Like, what you think, just because you're a child of the dead, you don't, and let me tell you something. Don't ever get to the point what you feel like you got in power, spirit, knowledge, that you're going to change universal laws. I felt like I had it like that with the divine mother and father. I'm not even going to front with you. I'm not going to pretend like, oh yeah, I was accepting the will of God. No, I wasn't. I felt like out of everything that I have done in your name, everything I've manifested, everything I'm going to manifest in your name, that my credit score was so good with you that you were going to change your mind. And the truth is, God had gave me him back 38. I healed him. When he got in a car accident, he could have died. I protected him. Everything you asked me, when the kidneys shut down, when the heart was going I turned all of that. I gave you extra years with him. Every time the doctor said XYZ, every time this situation happened, took root with him. Then you went from trying to protect him to making sure that it didn't fall on his daughter. Like you were doing the most with him. You were doing the most. He came to you. He didn't know none of this. I anointed him. I allowed you to put your mantle on him. I allowed you to ordain him. Then he died. I allowed you to bring him back. I allowed you to meet the people, to get him crowned. I did all of that. And then I gave you 3 more months with him, crowned son of a chosen. And that wasn't good enough for you. Your credit good with me. But when the timeline is over, because that's Capricorn, structure. Minister Mario had been accepted it way before I had. Even when he passed away, I still hadn't accepted it. I felt like God had duped me. Like, I know I got A1 credit with you. You know I give you my all. Like, I'm not that type of spiritualist that I hear. I don't care how I feel, I'm going to do it. I don't care economically where I am, I'm going to do it. I don't care how people treated me. I don't care how many people with me, against me. When I tell you I'm all in when it comes to this spiritual thing, that's me. All this right here is hurting. All of this in the back of my neck, all of that hurting. Because them spirits coming in and out of my body. I'm working court cases right now. I'm doing cleansings. I got orders to get out. I'm making baths. I'm doing all of that after having a full-time job at UPS. That's what kind of conjure you're dealing with. And then when people don't want to support me, I don't think it's a me problem. They got a mental problem. Because see all that about me. You knew I'm not out here pump faking. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that Minister Mario, which I'm going to do before I leave this earth, he wanted, because when you are, you have certain sexual preferences and things in life, like, I didn't grow up, like, I grew up with a lot. I was a very sheltered and spoiled child. So, I'm going to say that, because I ain't fronting. You know, I grew up better than the Huxtables. But I want to say it like this. When you don't have the economics financially, you start making life decisions based off of just trying to survive. And Minister Mario had to grow up really fast. He started working at the age of 14. My mama made me get a job. And I told the store manager I did not have to work. And I really didn't. My mother, even if my mother did not give me, I can get from her mama. I can get it from that. You did all you could do for Minister Mario Dawkins. You can please everybody. I pray for you. Gain peace. I love you. That's my sister. Thank you. But I was saying that it got me to a place when you want people to understand how you can get to a certain mindset that can have you doing too much. And I had got to the place I was doing too much, and I had jeopardized my own physical health. I jeopardized my finances, my credit. And not that I regret any of that, but the reason I'm talking about this is, if you are Capricorn, if you are an Aquarius, if you have Saturn placement, structure is not bad. It protects you. It makes you aware of what the possibility. Look at that. A red-tailed hawk just flew through here. That's nature for you. And these are the things that I'm proud of him, and I'm beginning to be proud of myself, because it's putting me in a better position for other people. My uncle, one of my uncles is a Pisces. He told me, he called me Pete. He said, Pete, he said, if you go through something, you're going to see it again. I'm trying to give y'all some wisdom, because I have a lot been through a lot of stuff. So, and they always talk really honest to us. It ain't just me. I'm not the only child, but they talk really honest to me. So this situation with Minister Mario taught me a lot about life. I'm glad I enjoy my life, but I learned that a reason that I'm sharing information, because when you don't have it like that, you know, right now my sister don't lie. If I was hungry, my sister gonna feed me. My sister ain't gonna spend money like I spend. She ain't finna do that. You know, she ain't gonna help me keep up my lifestyle, but my sister gonna look out for me. You know, I got sisters on both sides, but that's my sister that I was raised up with. When you have the option of not going to my sister, or if something was to happen with my kids, my sister is going to look out for my children the best she can. I'm not worried about my sister doing spell work on me. I'm not worried about my sister doing work on my children. I just, like, some of y'all don't realize, like, and I didn't even realize, like, I didn't realize to appreciate what I didn't have to worry about versus what other people have to think like that. Other people, I had to learn, even I learned that from Sister Tree. You know, I was like, oh, y'all doing this you should do this for your mama. You should be doing this. Well, me and my sister didn't pay bills in my mama's house. Me and my sister didn't grow up paying my mama light bill and water bill and paying on it. That ain't how we grew up. And then when you got some kids that grow up where they have to help finance, she said, my sister said, I cannot afford your lifestyle. I got deputy money. My sister worked for the sheriff department. She said she got deputy money. But the idea that I know I'm not going to be hungry, and my sister can cook. So, I mean, like I'm saying, if I'm not going to be dirty, she not fit to buy the type of shoes I like, she ain't fit do that. And that don't mean she don't love me. Because some of us think because people won't do what other people do, that's about love. No. Everybody resources, because that's still Capricorn. Everybody resources ain't the same. She got deputy money. But if my son needed to call my sister, any one of my sons, I got 3 sons, looking at other people's life like my life, that's where I was wrong. And I was like, why they ain't doing this? Like, I was so against certain things that his family was doing. I'm just being honest with you, because I couldn't even imagine my aunties doing certain things. I couldn't imagine my uncles. And I got thugs in my family. I'm a thug. I'm just I'm like a Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? I dress up very well. I dress up very well. Okay? But even out of everything they have done and said, I could not imagine my children. If my kids were going, my kids can go to, not on my uncles, I got cousins out there that my children can go to. And my cousins, first cousins, second cousins, on my daddy's side, on my mama's side, they gonna eat. My kids, they not gonna go hungry. They ain't fit to finance them like I do, but they gonna do for them. Everybody can't say that. I don't have to be bothered. My sister got her own couch. If I needed, I got sick one time. I got sick at work, because me and my sister jobs are like not even they like 2 streets apart. My sister work at the sheriff department, and I work at UPS facility. But I had got sick one day, and I couldn't even make it home. I just was not feeling good, and my niece came and picked me up from work. My sister didn't come get me. My niece came pick me up from work, brought me. I didn't have to go to my mama. I went to, she took me to my sister's house, and I stayed there. And Minister Mari had called, and my sister, I got him, and she had made me some soup and stuff like that. I was just really, really sick at it. But I don't bother my sister. My sister don't even really bother me. You know what I'm saying? Because we were always taught to have our own. But that's the structure that I have and still am accustomed to. I ain't like let me tell you something. Just because I don't go over there and bother them, I am still accustomed to that structure. And everybody does not have that structure in their life. And what I learned from him and Tree Rhonda, you know, when I'm looking at you guys, that's where I'm coming from. I'm like, okay, when I ask you a question, because if I look at it from just my structure, I'm not going to understand. But when he started telling me about what he wasn't accustomed to and how, because he was dark skinned, he wasn't allowed in his grandma's house, I was like, what? I couldn't imagine not going. Listen, I got uncles that had holes that I can go in their house. No less than my grandma's house. Like, I can walk all through my grandma's house. Her bedroom, I was a male. My sister can do it. I could do it. I've never been, don't go in my room. No less than her house. I wasn't accustomed to that. And energy, frequency, and vibration. And so a lot of times he would be over there with me and my family, and he liked it the way that my uncles them would come out to him and like, cause my uncle them drink, and they drank some of the best of stuff. So they were like, Mario, you want some? I got some new drink, and he be over there drinking with my uncles and them stuff. I'm gonna tell y'all, Minister Mario live good. I ain't like this. He lived good, but my thing was, I learned a lot from him how to help other people because I lack the understanding and I lack the experience. I don't care how spiritual you are. I don't care how economic you are. I don't care how whatever you got going on. If you ain't in somebody else's shoes, you don't know the structure by which they are trying to make it. It's like the concept about a salmon, how the salmon has to swim upstream. You don't know. He started out working really young. He had to buy his school clothes. He had to pay. He was in band. He loved band. He was doing grown people stuff very young. I didn't have to go through that. My kids did not grow up paying bills in my house. I think Trey got his first job. He had like I had got possessed by Satan, Lucifer, and the devil at one time. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I acted. You know, when you grow up on a certain structure and you not used to your parents asking you for money or paying your way, I still, like, if my kids come around now, I still pay for their food right to this day. They not used to certain structures. You know, I say yes ma'am and no ma'am and good morning to my kids. You know, not yes ma'am, but you know what I'm trying to say. They're accustomed to that. Other people ain't grow up with that. When you get out here in real life, you need to understand other people's structure, or you're going to find yourself getting into it with people not because they dislike you. And me and Mr. Mario clashed a lot. So I had to learn. He had to learn me too, but I had to learn him. And there's certain things he was just accustomed of thinking for himself, doing for himself, looking out for himself. And it took a while for him to start trusting me. When Minister Mario told me he trusted me with his life, that was a big deal based off of the structure that he was accustomed to, because he didn't trust nobody with nothing. He did not have the luxury of trusting people like that. And sometimes when you're trying to work with a client or you're trying to work with somebody in life, you got to understand some people don't have the luxury you have. They don't have the opportunities you have. And so therefore they can't even see it like that. Some of y'all be trying to get involved with men and women that's in the streets and they don't have the luxury. My sister don't worry about, if I come to her for her money, that I'm gonna come in there rob her and take care of her, take advantage. Like that don't even come to her mind. That ain't like my brother. But there are other sisters out there, they gotta worry about that, about their brother. They gotta worry about that, about their uncle. They gotta worry about that, about their daddy. They gotta worry certain things that ain't even a part of your structure, a part of your system by which you live. I have been meeting quite a few people lately who have not had major struggles in life. It is eye-opening to see people who have led a completely different life than you have. Exactly. It's. Let me tell y'all something. Minister Mario paid for himself. He had to pay to go to school. Like whatever he earned. Let me tell y'all something. Mean that I ain't out here getting it, because I did get it, but I have a different kind of respect. I understand now more that why Whitney Houston has so much more respect for Mary J. Blige. Because she realized Mary J. Blige had to get it out the mud. See, when Whitney Houston had sex with somebody, she had sex because she wanted to have sex. Other people be going through stuff in their journey that you did because you wanted to do it. My mom always told me and my sister this: if y'all doing something, I know you're doing it because you want to do it. Huh? That's real. You don't understand. Certain people had to put themselves in compromising situations to do certain things that you did as a luxury. It's still magic, y'all. But when you dealing with people and healing with people and looking down on people and not understanding the structure by which they had to come through those situations, you're not getting involved with a man or a woman. You get involved with them based off the structure by which they live and believe. I had the affordability to believe God. I had the affordability to learn about God and get the proper training and the books and all that. And I'm gonna demand my respect, but I'm also gonna respect that other man and woman that had to come up through the mire. They had to come up through the mud. They had to come up. That's why I have so much respect for Minister Mario, son of a Chosi. Huh? Even when he was getting ready, because now that I know that he was gonna pass, his last days were trying to make sure that I was getting crowned. That's what he would do. He was not sitting there trying to worry about dying. He was trying to make sure that I was going to get crowned and got my bills caught up. That's where his head was. That's true Capricorn. And he was with Mother Susan. They were drinking their wine and smoking their these are the he liked these. These are one I'd be giving him. I was smoking them. And my sister could tell you, I'm not a smoker or a drinker. So when y'all be seeing me out here smoking and drinking, that's not my thing. That ain't never been my thing. I do it in respect for my belief system and my spirits, and that's also structure. There may be things that in spirituality and the spiritual journey that you got to do, whether that's something you into or not. It's a part of the protocol. That's also a part of structure. And that's something I want y'all to understand. In Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, same thing about Hoodoo. Everything can't be traditional because of the circumstances. There are situations and things when it comes to your prosperity, your health, your well-being of life, that sometimes you got to think outside of the box, and that it's Aquarius. Some of y'all gonna get whooped down and lose out because you are about that routine. Sometimes you got to think outside the box to get to an expected end. I'm going to say it again because it's worth repeating. Sometimes in order to get to where you're trying to go, I'm out here in nature, critters. You got to think outside the box to get to your expected end. You can say all day long, oh, I want this and I want that and I want to grow and I want to develop. What happens when those unforeseen things come? You're going to need that Capricorn energy. You're going to need that Aquarius energy. You're going to have to move outside of the box and still enjoy your life. Minister Mario, son of a Chosi, in spite of his circumstance and situation, he still was able to still enjoy life. He was still going out to restaurants. He still would, even if he didn't eat it, he still was going to the rivers. He still was traveling. And he drove till he couldn't drive no more. And then when he couldn't drive, he had me driving. He started off as my chauffeur. I ended up as his. Ain't that something? I be done. Ma Fedi Fun, Ochosi. So when it comes to nature, a tree, my sister got my grandma gift when it comes to growing stuff. My sister is like fabulous when it comes to growing plants and stuff. That chick right there, that's her. She got that. They call it a green thumb in the old days. But that's where hoodoo come in. When you doing stuff like you can't get the conventional things that the tradition call for, you got to work with what you got. You know, like I love the luxury of being able to get the stuff, the nature and the stuff that I can get from, the botanicals and the places where I go. I love all of that. But I promise you, I can get out here and work what I got to work with. I can go to the river. I can go to the ocean and get down just like I can through Amazon or when I got to go down to Miami. I can do it. I get right out here and tie your ass around one of these trees and make it happen. That's positive or negative. I can put stuff at the foot of it. I know I got oak trees out here, pines. I got everything I need to do conch out here. But I like my comfort too. I ain't gonna lie. But that's something I want y'all to, especially y'all Aquarius people, or you had to grow up on the rough side of a mountain, and you got certain things that you have certain struggles. Certain people, certain things happen at the home that has forever changed them. There's a lot of change. So when they meet somebody like me that's a pastor and apostle in the church, they're going to be apprehensive. Some of y'all have been mentally beat down and hindered because of the structure of the church, especially the Black American church, the white supremacy that's in that particular system, that have hindered your manifestation of your melanin, got you looking at yourself and got you believing that you can live outside of God, or you can't live because God don't love you. The lies they tell. So a part of my journey is restructuring. Restructuring. These trees don't, no matter what's going on, whether it's a storm, whether it's a sunny day, whether it's a rainy day, whether it's a cold day, these trees of nature adjust to the climate. And as a spiritualist, as a person of belief and faith, a whole thing about anointing candle, that we call them in the old day, we call them conditioning oil. Well, that's still nature. You got to condition that candle, that gree bag, or that talisman with the condition that is necessary for the victory. And that's what I watched Minister Mario. Once he realized and came to the conclusion what he was dealing with, he accepted that and he began to live. And he began to enjoy whatever time. I said, Mario, you got ice cream in the refrigerator. He said, I want soft ice cream. I get up and go take and get him. I gave him whatever he wanted. I did whatever he wanted to do. What he wanted. He had me riding all time of night, up and down the roads. That's why I have such a peace. Even though I did not want to accept the results, I did well by him. I'm still doing good by him. I'm venerating him still. And I do my ancestors that way. When I tell you I take care of my egoons, and that's something else he knew. He saw me how I took care of my ancestors. He wasn't worried about his afterlife. He already knew he was going to be taken care of. Y'all got to know that it is a blessing to have the opportunity that you have certain people in your life. And some of y'all going to act like I'm going to be here forever. I'm not going to be here forever. I have my season. Learn. I'm going to tell y'all this. Like Mary and Martha was in the house. And Martha was upset with Mary because Martha was out there cleaning up and she was doing all that physical stuff. And Mary was sitting at the foot of Jesus. Some of y'all think y'all got time. While you got resources, while you have an opportunity to learn from somebody like me, I would advise you to do it. You don't know what tomorrow gonna bring. And my mom taught me and my sister, it's best to have a tool and not need it than to need it and not have it. I learned that dealing with Minister Mario. I could not crown him Mafedifun Ochosi because I wasn't crowned at that time myself. Having tools, especially in this community, especially going through the reconstruction of the mind of the... This is the time to reconstruct and think outside of the box. How can I get myself into a place where I have more than enough? Not only for me and mine, but to share with my brothers and sisters. What do I need to do to help people that are actually out here where they're in position that I have the opportunity? Because if it wasn't for a lot of you guys helping me get crowned, I can be doing what I'm doing for a lot of you right now. You got to know, that's something that Minister Mario was really good at, knowing who was resourceful. Like Aquarius, Capricorn, they can spot your talent, your youthfulness. I got a cousin here, Capricorn. My auntie a Capricorn. I got a lot of Capricorn Sagittarius in our family. Your youthfulness, your usefulness is what they can recognize. How you can play a part. And I learned that. I learned how to do that really well. And I'm learning how to get even better at it. But some of you guys are not taking advantage of this. Y'all ain't got that graveyard work done. You still think you, I'm telling you. And you're not going to know. I'm going to say this like this. You can't miss what you never had. But once you had it, you're going to miss it. A horse don't miss the water till the well run dry. Some of y'all listening to me, you have no idea what you're missing because you ain't never had it. But to those that have had it, when my grandma passed away, I know what I lost. Especially as time went on. The reason why I heard it so bad, because at that point, after going through that with my grandmother, I began to understand the value of certain people. Y'all don't want to get caught out here with an opportunity. Some of y'all just gonna fly here because you ain't never had nobody to fight for you like that. You ain't never had nobody to go hard for you like that. You all gotta do it. But if you ever find a place, thing where you find somebody that genuinely, I can't do it for free, y'all. I can't do that. But I'm gonna always try to be as true and honest, as transparent as I can. That in hopes that if this is something true and something real to you, that you can at least find somebody authentically able to do what they say they can do. That's the best I can do on this social media platform, is give you as much concrete, proven and tested information as I can without revealing the secrets of these ATRs. And that's out of respect for myself and the divine, and mother and father. But as growth and opportunity, it ain't too many people out here doing what I'm doing. And they don't care. And if you don't evolve, you got to come back here and do all this all again. So it ain't just about the life you living now. It's about the life that you're going to have to live. Because energy, we are energy. It's never destroyed. You're going to live again. Maybe not in this flesh. Ain't no maybe. You won't be living in this flesh. As delicious as this is right now, that's why I'm trying to get all I can get out of it. Because I don't know what the next body going to be like that. I might be the same type of bodies I be out here talking about. I pray to God it ain't. You know, I hope I stay fine no matter how many times I come back, if I have to come back here. You understand? But in this particular body, I'm going to enjoy the life timeline that I'm here. And I hope that some of you guys understand and respect what I'm out here putting out here and the thing that I'm out here doing. Look at this. Me and Mr. Mario used to go down there. It's a crossroad path that I used to do work down there with him. This is also the where he did a lot of ceremonial work in this forest right here as well. We used to be in here, and we walked down there. And this man would walk down here, you know, with breathing issues. Like, this is kind of respect you give people. Like, if you really about conjure, and when you see a man or a woman dedicated in any condition they in, you got to give them the respect and honor. It is like, I'm healthy. You know, I have my aches and pain, but I don't have breathing, none of that kind of stuff. And he would walk down, he would like, give me some time. I would bring out this chair and allow him to sit out. You know, we had to go and he couldn't go that far. He sit down and we do our work and then we leave. But he never not did his work. He never allowed his condition. He never allowed the things that were in front of him, or the possibility to stop him giving praise and honor to God. I still got the last song he sung in church. He never allowed the condition that he was in to stop giving God praise, the divine praise, the ancestors. And he's the first Orisha crown of our ministry, a black man. A black man. A family, he got a family full of preachers. None of them can touch the anointing that's on his life, that's in his life. My Fedi Funo Chosi. You never know where you're going to end up treating people right, serving people, honoring people. You'll never know what God will evolve you into. Transformation, that's what my whole energy is about, transformation. He transformed from, he left here crowned as a king. He is among the Orishas and the other Ochosis. You never know. But he was committed like that. And he was loyal, as he liked to say, loyal to a fault. That man was like extremely loyal. Like people abuse his loyalty, but I value that. You know, everybody. I tell people all the time. I even told my sister. I told her, you don't have to stop loving the way you love. You got to find somebody that value the love you have. Some of y'all are so busy trying in Christianity trying to change. No, whatever type of love that is that you have, hopefully it's healthy and good and nurturing. You have to find people that value that loyalty, that faithfulness, that hard working, that dedication, that sensitivity, that compassion, that fortitude, whatever it is those qualities are. Them the people, whether they in relationship with you as far as platonic or romantic or just, it don't matter. Business, it's important to spot that, recognize that, and benefit and show appreciation for that. All right? I hope this helped you. I hope you hey there, don't forget to hit that like button, guys. I'm not at home, but if you want me to burn incense for you today, all you got to do, y'all know, just cash out me and I'll do that. If some of you guys want to invest that $1,000, if you want to help me with my ceremonies, I still got 6 other people that I need $1,000 to do this ceremony. I got 2 ceremonies that I need to do before the year is out. It's old church very expensive, so you know I would appreciate anybody that wants to help out with that. And just this is gonna be, I'm gonna give you this everything I got before I leave here. That's one thing y'all will forever be able to say about me. Apostle Ely was all in. And let me tell y'all something. No matter how people label me as a dark person, as far as they try to make because I'm a crown in dark arts and black arts that I'm evil. No amount of black arts have ever made me feel to mistreat people. You know, it's never caused me to try to rape anybody, kill children. You know, all of these are lies. Whatever type of person you were before you got initiated, that's just who you are. It has nothing to do with hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo. If you're a nasty ass person, that's just who you are. If you believe in using and manipulating people, that's what you're going to do no matter what you got, whether it's spiritual or natural. You know, the black arts has never made me be unfaithful, uncommitted. It never caused me to be lack of dedication. It never caused me to go and try to take something that didn't belong to me. It never caused me to try to want to hurt somebody that wasn't bothering me. It never, no. And I have a lot of spirits inside my body. I got a lot of spirits inside my head. If no spirits ain't something, oh, go over here and kill this person. No. You a psychopath. Black arts don't do that. Those are lies. You are your energy. You are your personality. And you make decisions. Positive or negative, good or bad. You know what I'm saying? I had whole tendencies when I was in Christianity. Whole tendencies in voodoo. I had whole tendencies in Kabbalah. I had whole tendencies in Masonry, Masonic order. I had whole tendencies in voodoo, Haitian voodoo. I had whole tendencies, 21 to Ocha, still got whole tendencies. It's not the ATRs. I'm just evolving as a person. But I believe in certain things, and I believe in treating people right in spite of how people treat me regardless, because that's just me. I'm not going to try to change who I am because people don't value that or want that in their life. That's fine. They're grown. They have a right. But don't think that the black arts makes people evil. It don't. If somebody is wicked and like that, it's because that's who they are. That's the truth. It's who they are. It has nothing to do with the black arts. They're a nasty Negro because they're a nasty Negro. Got nothing to do with the black arts. I hope this helps. I appreciate your support. I'll talk to you guys a little later on because I got to get over here and get to the food market, get this fruit for the cemetery. All right? Don't forget to hit that like button. If this helped you and you feel like it'll help other people with the Satyrian energy, comment up under this video and share this video. We just going to higher heights and deeper depths.